clutching a necklace in one hand, Tocapo takes the head of the procession to the observation tower. And while it lasts, but for a brief moment, I see an image of the young man he used to be, and slightly slouched shoulders. So we're finally on our way to, yep, unlocking Morgana from the tower. Oh, every single key now. Gosh dang it. You know, I thought it would be a good idea if Maria was here to help lessen the situation, but maybe it's probably better to like just lessen the just rip the band-aid off, and she just has to confront them all at the same time. It must be the most bizarre thing for her being locked away in this tower for so long, expecting that she's gonna be living like this for the rest of her life until she dies. Until they come and just like rapidly apologize for everything out of nowhere. To be honest, I'll be most surprised if she like takes it in stride. They each insert and turn their individual keys. The lock disengaging, the door giving a deep groan as it swings open. Did anyone bring any food or anything that I guess help maybe patch her up, I guess? Are we only just going up there to free her now? Like, she is meant to die like at noon the next day. I feel like unless we I guess take her down from here and like patch her up immediately or anything else, keep an eye on her, I think she's gonna die for real. Beyond it, a spiral staircase extends high into the sky. Every time I climb these stairs, it's always been a solemn affair, and now is no different. I've succeeded though. I've got them all here, ready to set her free before she's supposed to die. I have changed the past. No, this is technically the last step. Everything falls onto how she takes it though. Giselle. Can you hear me, Giselle? I made it in time. No Morgana doesn't have to die tomorrow. I did it. Giselle. Will we actually hear or see from her again after this? With me. Come on. Do you guys hear talking by the door? Wait, is like a Giselle? Giselle's been the entire time talking to Morgana the entire time? Oh boy. Oh boy. Or something else happened this day, honestly, too. The last twist of all. There's someone else in there with her. How'd they get in? Did they scale the outside of the tower into the small window? Like, it only just hit me, like, I guess, like, a couple hours ago before starting this, that story that honestly was brought up in the first door, that princess, like, staring longingly at the window, is probably another thing pointing out to this, pointing out to her being locked away in this tower, honestly. Like, man, there's a lot of good foreshadowing. It couldn't be, it's only Morgana. Stay with me, please. Come on, you can't give up now. I'll be quiet. As if you had an idea what I'm going through. Of course I do, like, the 3 doors were, like, 3 keys I had to unlock to get in here, so, that's the only other possibility, right? Unless someone here is a better lockpicker than us. No. Sitting before the door at the top of the stairs, a chill runs down my spine. Before I have time to consider what might have caused it, my body moves on its own. I shove my way past the other men and push open the door. Oh boy, who is it? Who's the second person? Oh my god. I know, I'll come up with something pleasant to take your mind off things. I'll come up with a story. A story? How about this? A dove flies in through the window up above. A piece of parchment tied to its leg. Oh, okay. It's a letter from the prince of a neighboring land. You read it and then you write a response. I don't respond. After exchanging letters back and forth for some time, the prince comes to find you. I'm not going to fall for your stupid fantasies. Holding onto something, even a fantasy is better than believing nothing at all. Oh, is her mind that fractured? Oh god, it's going back and forth. Oh Jesus. I don't want you to give up hope. Faceless hope only breeds despair. Not that you would know about that. Besides, if anyone's going to come for me, I don't want it to be a prince. There's only one person I want to see. We're all stunned at the sounds of the scene unfolding beyond the door. Like, is it like she mentioned before, she wants someone who's just as inhuman as her? Morgana is having a conversation with herself. This does answer the question of who the white-haired girl is and where she came from. I was also like, that was also a thing back in my head. Actually, was gonna bring that up. Like, it's literally, I had a brief weird thought. Like, it's Morgana, but like, you know, since technically this tragedy all takes place because she was the instigator for, like, you know, their downfall tragedy for this time, and then when reincarnated, she's still like the same catalyst that leads to their downfalls individually, door 1, 2, and 3. But like, what was the whole thing of like taking over Michelle's looks, but you know, being a girl instead? Like, what was up with that? But I can't. This is just, no one should go through with this. Her mind is split into two. Oh, Morgana, looks like you have visitors. They're here to take my blood. Or they've got no use for me anymore and here to kill me. Oh, don't be so negative. Look, there's someone new. Kill me. Just set me free already. Morgana, you know my wishes. Kill me and curse. Put a curse on them. Come on, Morgana, look up at them. Your letters, they made it. I never wrote any letters. He's got long hair as white as snow, and eyes like rubies. He's beautiful, like an angel descended from the heaven. Yes, I am God itself. Okay. An angel. Morgana. I've come for you, Morgana. Come to set you free. Would you please undo her shackles, Jacopo? As you say. I mean, yeah, oh god. Like, we already know, like, full well of what's been going on with her, but oh god, like, just these drawings make it a bit more worse, honestly. Like, being, they had put so many cuts on her face, honestly. Like, what was it? I think the previous lord, didn't do that or opted to do anywhere else on her. And I'm assuming that when she was in this tower as well, they started going for her face then too, just to collect some. Oh boy. Morgana. Angel? Can you hear me, Morgana? At long last, I have the chance to hold you while you're still alive. I'm here to get you out of this tower. You have nothing to worry about anymore. You can go outside again. See the sun? You can go back to your old life. Angel. Morgana. Angel. No one's gonna hurt you anymore, Morgana. It's gonna be a while actually before it even sets in, honestly. I forget how long she's been up here, but like after everything's going on, I'm pretty sure it like completely broke her. I feel like it's gonna take her so long to get back to how she used to be after so much happens, because everyone at least has a breaking point. And thinking about it, like probably the only thing that's quite different between her, the antagonist, quote unquote, everything, and Michelle being, I guess, the heroic protagonist, if you want to go think of it that way, is pretty much Morgana probably had a worse hand, honestly. Well, Michelle definitely has gone through some horrible stuff. Like, Morgana, she's probably been through worse. Like, even more. Like, what was it? At least, Michelle had a grace period, to relax and just, ruminate over things for over a decade. Nothing bad happened to him. And I think the only time that that Morgana even had a grace period was like, you know, at the brothel, honestly, for 3 years, and everything after that, like, it was her for, I think, for maybe a couple more years as well, like, trying to make a living off of being a witch near the lake, but that was also short-lived. So Michelle had a more of a chance, honestly, and a rest period, honestly. Still led to everything that first happened with Giselle, but then making up for a tiny bit before the letter incident and being killed like that, which, No one's gonna hurt you anymore, Morgana. The 3 of them by the door, none of them had any malice for you. Angel. You're free. You can go free again. Angel. You can have a normal life. No one's gonna take any more of your blood. Angel. Please, Morgana. Please, stay with me. Don't you want to leave this place? I'm going to set you free. I'll take you back to your cottage by the lake. I feel like the other side of Morgana is just taking this as another delusion. I'll get you medicine. I'll help you with anything you need. If you want to go somewhere far away, I'll take you there. I'm begging you. I've waited so long for this moment. Morgana. I've been waiting so long for God to send an angel. Are you an angel? Are you an angel sent to deliver me from this place? Please deliver me into my father's presence. I can't go back out there. Can't live in the mortal realm any longer. I don't want to. There's only one place I wish to go. Oh, holy servant of the Lord. You are an angel, aren't you? Morgana, please, deliver me from this place. Like, by this point, like, Michelle technically, quite honestly, just is an angel, honestly. Even as much as I joke about it. Yes, that's right, I am... For now, yes. No, you always have been ever since you came back here. You literally came from the future and you're here. That's not a normal mortal person's powers. You're an angel, okay? Like everyone else keeps saying. You had all the answers. You had all and everything you could do to change people's minds. You were the instigator, honestly, for showcasing very supernatural abilities. Especially that, like, you know, roaring darkness, honestly, from Jacopo. At this point, no, you're completely and utterly an angel. Now go into it. I am the Archangel Michael, to deliver your soul unto God the Father. I can't tell, like, what was that? Can't tell if I should just, like, pronounce, that same pronunciation as Michelle again, still. Like, I definitely am curious, though, why Michelle didn't change their name to Michael, then, actually. Your angel. I've descended from heaven above. That's wonderful. Morgana. Is Father... Is he proud of me? Your Father, the Lord Almighty, is exceedingly proud of the great work you have done in his name. Thank you. It means so much to me to hear that. I couldn't be happier to be able to return with you, to see him. Morgana. I'm wondering if we had to, like, this is not even the end of the curse, to convince the other, like, you know, fractured side of her mind, honestly, to, Morgana. Morgana! Her body goes limp in my arms as the last of her life slips away. Oh. God. There should have been more than enough time to spare. but still it failed to save her life. Like, he was just holding on for as much as possible until finally just letting go, and I guess your presence, like, if she was kept going with that, like, a whole back and forth thing of, like, trying to live for spite, and trying to, like, keep up the, like, trying to, like, still lean into, like, being as merciful as possible, like, being God's daughter, honestly. Now that you, as an angel, how you look and just rapidly appear with the 3 people who tormented her, and literally kept her up here, are now just pushed past them or convince them to, like, let you through. Like, she kind of just does think of you an angel. Like, managed to convince 3 people, 2 have been completely ruthless, somehow getting all the way through up to here without being killed. And then she just asked for forgiveness, asked for a way up to heaven, and then just let go finally. At the very least, I hope I was able to provide her some comfort in her final moments. I'm allowed to think that, aren't I? We're too late. But why? Wasn't she not supposed to die until... And that's what you said, isn't it? Please don't do the whole thing of, like, you lied, you just die at noon tomorrow. Please don't do this now. That's how it's supposed to happen, right? So how come we still didn't make it? Why didn't you do anything? Why did you just let her wither away like this? Why? Answer me. I have no answer for you. Yeah, like, that's another thing, like, I'll probably put more of the blame on Jacopo over anything else. You could say the whole thing of, like, the 2 were ordered. They're still culpable in some way. Although, I'll probably give the most leeway, obviously, to Mel, because I'm, like, literally been threatened for it. And right now, being blackmailed for it. Which makes sense, completely makes more sense. But yeah, you had the opportunity to actually make her living situation even better, even if you were still doing the whole give blood thing. Especially someone that you quote-unquote, loved. Like, not more food or anything else, or just, like, medicine, like, actual medicine to give her to make sure she actually doesn't, die from, malnourishment, or, like, all the injuries, actually. Like, Jesus. I had no idea she deteriorated so badly. Because you didn't even want to bother to look. We should take her outside. Yeah, from the sound of it, I think only Yukimazo is the one who, like, collected blood from her from the sound of it. I think out of everyone here, he's the least surprised. Then you can atone for your sins. But first, we need to take her body somewhere clean. Death does not mean you're free of pain. We need to ensure her soul can depart in peace. You won't see me objecting. You need to say now what you're going to say to her. You must let her know the truth. She's dead. Just talk about it, honestly. It's like the same thing, just like let it all out. Like, explain to her why you did what you did, honestly. Like, we already told you there's a whole curse. Like, there's a whole thing about reincarnation, honestly. Well, I don't think he knows about that, but with everything you've seen up to now, with the whole smoking gun, honestly, with your like, necklace, honestly, are you really gonna try to, like, push it off even more again? Or are you just gonna be that committed to your little bit into the very end? What good will it do to reveal my feelings now? Are you really that dense? Of course it will do good. Her physical body may be dead, but her soul is still here, watching everything. Listen to every word you say. I don't believe in souls. Well, start believing now, lover boy. I'm begging you to change your mind. Let Morgana hear what you have to say. Don't let her soul seethe in hatred. Please. I'm begging you. Okay. Morgana, I'm not the lord you knew. The man who put you through that hell, I killed him. I'm the man who freed you from his grasp. I'm the man who spent the next 3 years with you. We were poor, the food was scarce, let alone good food. But those were happy times. Just about every day I come to rub ointment on your face. I tell you to look at me, and you reluctantly turn my way. I used to think a lot about the face you make when you finally gave in. And then there was Maria. I can only imagine how obnoxious you thought the two of us were when we were in the same room together. You sitting up alone while me and Maria go at it, not making a peep. Me always trying to sneak glances at you. There's so much I never meant to tell you. I hate myself for being too weak to put any of it into words. I could apologize, but I doubt you'd forgive me. And I don't want you to either. I just want you to know, this isn't how I wanted things to turn out. What I wanted more than anything was to show you the world. But instead, all I meant to show you was the inside of a cold, dark tower. Not the beautiful, unimaginably wide world outside these walls, but a filthy, tiny corner of it. I did this to you. Took everything from you. I should have given you everything. However much you hate me, I deserve every last bit of it, and more. I was ready to pay with my life if that's what you wanted. I was ready to do absolutely anything. This wasn't how I wanted things to turn out. Waited too long to bring myself to take action. Morgana, the man there, he told me you said the 3 years you were with me and Maria were the brightest days of your life. Well, they were for me too. I loved you. That's everything. Did any of what he just said make it through to you, Morgana? I pray with all my heart that him opening up will have even this tiniest effect on how you feel. Morgana, I also want to apologize for everything I did to hurt you. I feel terrible about it, I really do. And yeah, I know it's not enough to make up for what I've done, so I want to make amends, whatever it takes. If you want me to give you my life now, I will. Or if you want me to spend the rest of my days paying for my sins, I can do that too. I'm an irredeemable monster and a killer. I take pleasure in hurting people. You're right to be afraid of me. I am genuinely sorry for what I did to you, though. Never wanted to see you dead. Sorry, I can't come up with anything better to say. You just recount all your stories to her like you did to us, like, after all this time. Let's bring her outside. Would you carry her body, please? You should be the one to carry her. You're far better suited to the job. My right arm is in no condition to be picking anything up. Okay, yeah, Omo, that's the one thing. Thank you, Yukimaza. I'll help you lift her then. Why are you half-assing this? Oh my god, dude. Like, literally. You said it was my words she needed to hear most, but ultimately, it was you who saved her. And me who made it necessary. She wanted to be delivered to God by the hands of an angel. So the angel here should carry her. I can't. It wouldn't be right. So, we're gonna pick her up with a broken arm. Oh god. With her, we can't even grip with the fingers, honestly. Please, would you do it for her? Very well. God, that's gonna be terrible, honestly. Like, just, like, picking her up with your broken arm and just, like, carrying her all the way down the flight of stairs and then outside. Oh, God. That's, oh, if you do it all by yourself, actually. Oh, God, that sounds horrible. Takapa puts the necklace around Morgana's neck, then lifts her dead body off the ground and places her in my arms. I'm gonna assume that everyone's gonna be waiting outside then as well, actually. He opens the door, heading the four-man procession of the tower, as he had in. I walk at the back of the line. Each step they take down the spiral staircase is slow and ponderous, as if weighted down by the knowledge of their sins. Well, they made their own beds, whether their fault or not, they lie in it now. Pretty much. Well, there's just like, they are present for it, or they just, literally, beat themselves up for the rest of their lives, honestly. They must make their way to the place they will make their atonement. inside the pew. I wasn't able to prevent Morgana's death, but I was able to uncover the truth. I accomplished something. The sum of everything I did these 3 days should be enough to change her heart. Maybe not all the way, and change the course of their next lives. I can honestly see, like, what was it? Like, it's not enough. She still has some hatred, but, like, no, like, I would be surprised if she, like, probably some misfortune would probably still follow them in their next lives, honestly. But it'll probably be lesser than what we've actually seen. But still, yeah. I feel like there should be, like, at least some kind of karma from all that. Pretty much. Although, like, that means, like, probably Mel would have like, something, like, less worse happening to him. You know, than instead of his sister, like, directly falling in love with him and, dying. And then, his actual person he tried to, like, you know, crush on and all that just, like, left forever. Probably gonna be less, extreme than that. Especially less extreme than the other two. Which, again, it feels like, what was it? Many of, like, Door 2 made it seem like Yukimaza, the swordsman, like, they kept slaughtering people, honestly, until, I guess, people overpowered him at some point. And killed him. And then Jacopo, honestly, like, his punishment, honestly, for that door is pretty much just, like, realizing him, his closest friend literally just, hated him for all his life and not realizing it, and then spent him, wallowing in, like, the fact that, he never even bothered, looking into, like, why, like, into his own wife's cheating thing, when they found out that, oh yeah, no, it was faked, and you didn't bother to do that for months and just tormented her for no reason, and then spent the rest of his life that way. I feel there should be something a tiny bit worse than that for him. At the same time, but, like, if it has to be that, like, something lesser than that, then, I don't know. Like, it's both, like, sort of surprising, but kind of same time unsurprising that since she was that close to death, Morgana, that she still died even when we tried to grab her. I was expecting at least, like, a little bit of time, I guess, from, maybe Maria or, like, you must have other people actually talked to her a bit before she passed away. If she was always going to fate to die, at least, the very least, tomorrow. I mean, if she was been going by what little strength she had left, honestly, from, the maltreatment she's gone since coming to here, so, yeah. They should be able to avoid the tragedies I witnessed through each of their doors. Possibly. We step through this door, and people see Morgana's body. We made to pay for our sins. Ultimately, I'm the one responsible, so the two of you are welcome to stay behind. I'm coming with you. The girl died because of the things I did. I can't just pretend it didn't have anything to do with me. Think about it, like, you're probably the extreme end of, like, actual inaction. Like, you had no opportunity to actually, like, do opportunities without like, things actually growing worse, honestly. And Jacopo's the other side, where if he actually did try to change things and, like, actually try to make things better, like, you know, step away from, like, him doing nothing in his own inaction, things probably would definitely have gone better. So, yeah, you're probably the most forgivable person here, okay? Again, the whole thing of, yeah. It was blackmailed, but, it's that whole thing again, like, it still feels guilty, honestly. They didn't do much more than that, but, to be honest, I think I would probably just give him the most leeway, honestly. Or, like, I'm completely fine with him being around. The other two, in some ways, yeah. No, I don't want to. Never had any intention of fleeing. He may be the one running the operation, but I did just as many terrible things as you. Maybe a bit more. But at least you were indiscriminate, I guess, and Jacopo was doing it all for gain. It's all a toss-up, honestly, which is worse. Whether you kill indiscriminately just from no technical benefit, but just pleasure, or Jacopo's sense of, like, doing things very methodically of to get to one's benefit, honestly, which is technically worse and which is technically more better. Well then. Say, Michelle? Yes? I think this is probably my last to say it, so thank you for convincing me to hand over my key. For giving me the courage of my eyes. You always had the courage within you, Mel. You simply need a little help finding it. It wasn't my strength that allowed you to take action, but your own. You sure know how to make someone feel better about themselves. Just deflecting, honestly. It's more like you convinced him to do that, so. I'd like to be a little stronger next time around, if there really is a next life. I'd like to be strong enough to face whatever comes my way. To not run away or try to ignore it. I have no doubt you will be. The trials you've made to face are great, and very few of them of your own making. Yeah. Years of tragedy circumstance, of feelings kept secret and good intentions gone wrong. And they always say that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You can face the problem when it arises rather than look away. I'm certain you can find your way to a better future. Probably if, like, you probably do have a better afterlife, I guess, than at everyone else. You my next life? I do. I'll trust you know what you're talking about then, and burn your advice into my soul. Don't look away. Please do. I'm glad to have met you. If there is a next life, I'd like it if we could be friends. Just so you know, you'll never convince me to go on walks around a lake or to take naps in the sun. Okay, I thought Mel was doing that to, like, not even just, like, be friends, honestly, with Morgana. I thought that he was doing that just so, like, he can actually, like, sort of, like, like, get to know her and flirt with her, I guess, a tiny bit. Like, yeah, same thing he did in Door 1, like, literally. But, wow, that makes you sound like a very gloomy and pleasant person to be around. I don't know, grab a parasol next life then, apparently, the sun. Just joking. Thank you. You're welcome. You know, you kept telling me that you weren't an angel, but you actually are, aren't you? I promise you I'm a regular man who was given powers of an angel, which technically still means you technically are an angel, technically. You told Morgana you were an angel. Angels and demons don't get along very well, so I'd rather not run into you my next life. Kind of already did. I appreciate what you did here, though. I'll do my best to be more human next time. Please do. Repeat to myself what he told me, that what I needed most is a restraint, is to make my departure from this world. Then maybe I won't forget it, even if I do lose my memories. Burn it into my soul. I rather like that. I think I'll follow Boyd's lead there. That would be the best. I'll be praying that, even if you aren't capable of love, you'll be able to live a peaceful life with a good woman who loves you. That you'll be able to make her happy by doing so. I still think she'd be better off without never knowing me. Whether you want her to or not, she's almost certainly going to meet you and fall in love with you. You know, now that I think about it, she's not as normal as I first thought. She's a peculiar woman. She's too nice, and that's too weird, honestly. People are a bit weirdly too selfish and trying to be nice and benefit down and all that. I can't say disagree. Yeah, I guess like she probably fits like the the Virgin Mary. I guess like nickname a bit more of like how selfish she is, even to the point of ruining her own life in a sense before this operation took hold. Like, yeah, you can't say there's a lot of people out there in the world who actually do that. Well, I guess this is goodbye then. That it is. Like, the second we go out the door, people are gonna be bombarded and, like, try to understand what actually happened, and then the three of them just gonna be ripped away from Michelle. I know everyone is doing it, but I got nothing to say to you. I hate you. Why'd you let me relive all that? I didn't expect you would. Kind of the least amount of time to talk to Michelle, so, kinda makes sense. Kinda. Kind of. No, I suppose I do have something I'd like to say to you. What might that be? Be more open with yourself. If you had only put your feelings into words, things would turn out differently in both this life and your next. Come from you, a man who looks even more close-up than me, that rubs me very much the wrong way. I've learned from your mistakes, old man. Take it. Take it in stride. Do I really look that closed off? It's kind of just in your stoic demeanor, honestly. Again, this is the whole thing of just so brought up just from how you usually look. I guess more people to prompt to actually tease you and actually try to literally get you to react somewhat besides just being stoic frowny face. Okay? Okay? In more ways than one, yeah? That part of me is deeply ingrained. Tell me to open up will magically disentangle my personality and make it be. I don't think you're as twisted as you believe you are. I'll consider it. This next life nonsense you're selling me is true. Please do. Lord have mercy, one hell of a man certainly busted his way into my life. Last thing I expected was for an outsider to be the one to get us to open that door. Life works in mysterious ways, wouldn't it? Life has many doors, Ed boy. Impressive work for one man. It was not only my doing. I had help from a number of people. And it was you, Giselle, who did the most in getting me here. I'm not as big as a man as the three of you make me out to be. Before this, I'd lost so much. I felt utterly powerless. I was on the verge of abandoning all hope. Having the opportunity to meet all of you, to spend time with you and the people around you, it did a great deal to revitalize my spirit. Despite the atrocities involved. It's the most involved therapy session of all, isn't it, Michelle? It actually isn't it? Well, it beats actually confronting us to just doing nothing from 10 straight years. I mean, you could have done some more, honestly, when you're in the mansion and just sitting around doing nothing. You could have read more books. You could have gone to the gym, as you so kept bringing up. You could have done anything. Yeah. And there's a whole bit, like, you probably spent, like, maybe the first few years, honestly, trying to, mentally prepare yourself for everything that happened, like, after that long continuously being, being down. Like, just be like, just motivation honestly just didn't kick in, honestly. You're still depressed even after that from you don't really have anything else better to do, honestly. You just didn't know how to do it since like how you're raised, honestly. You're raised as a girl and you just wanted to like do like more manly things, so didn't really have anything of how to go about that, or you're still kind of coming to terms with that. And, like, you were still writing letters, like, you know, pretending to be, your mom's precious little girl, all that. Yeah. So it makes sense there's, like, some tiny bit of, cognitive dissonance and all that. Yeah. So I thank you. I pray your next lives may turn out better. Well, hopefully it turns out a bit better. Most of all for Mel. Like, again, like, the other two, like, yeah, like, they like, it's fine for them to get a bit of misfortune, honestly, from what happened. Let the karma out a tiny bit, but, I would think Mel should get, maybe a bit more of a chance. Maybe not to that extreme, but, sure. I suppose we should get going, then. I'll have to pay for our crimes. To relieve her soul of some of its pain. I suppose to make sure their next lives go a little better. Let's. He places the hand in the large door, then takes a step forward. The door lets out a heavy groan, and moonlight slips through the widening crack. It's all over now. I did it. I changed the past. Will that be enough to break the curse, though? Oh. Yeah, everything is like shaking over. What the hell? That... When I see beyond the door, isn't the nighttime courtyard. The sun hangs high in the sky, shining down the blood-soaked grass. Why? What's going on? That's what I notice. The weight of Morgana's body is gone from my arms. Like the other evil Morgana, quote unquote, I guess you could say, is like, no. And then, out in the courtyard, Nelly, I see a flaxen-haired girl vomit blood and fall to the ground. A young man kneels over her and takes his own life. Okay, so like no matter what, honestly, it's really played the same way actually. So like, it's mostly just playing exactly what happened. So like, I guess in order to break the actual curse, you need to actually like convince some the other side of Morgana who's been fractured, honestly, somehow. But again, how do you convince someone that's that convinced in hate, honestly, unless you just tell their entire story, honestly? Because it almost feels like in a weird way, if you think about it, like what was it? I guess, it sounds stupid to, like, try to give, like, a sort of dichotomy or, like, sort of label to them. But, like, I guess the more timid or, like, now I'm not gonna say good, just more timid on it, like, the good side of Morgana, like, died then. Now, you have to convince some of the other side, honestly, it's, like, hatred, honestly. You need to somehow convince her as well. Also, sorry, I have hiccups right now. Oh. There are dead and dying townsfolk all around the nun. Yeah, so, like, it seems like it's been teleported all to the very ending where everything played out as it did normally. This is a canon event! The swordsman is skewered as he scrambles to reach her. And the door just my back. Chacapo. The Lord lies unmoving, slumped against the wooden frame in a pool of blood. How could this be? We were all just talking not a minute ago. Like, does that mean, like, oh god, there was a whole thing of, like, well, Nelly did say she felt better, but does that change the fact, like, she still died, actually, in the courtyard, honestly? How the hell did we go from that to this? Why? Why, damn it? Because of outside interference. Nothing else to it. And to be honest, like, again, it's that whole thing of, like, it should feel bad, like, all our efforts been wasted. At the same time, it's one of those things, like, if it's literally Morgana, like, you know, we're setting things back again. Like, I don't still quite blame her, even knowing what we do know. Like, I don't really still blame her at all, but just want to save, just honestly, that's it. Again, harkening back to that, Morgana just saying, if you just said, like, it's fine to take them, but leave me and Giselle alone type deal. Like, yeah. I changed the past, did I not? I steered him away from this outcome. I changed... Oh, that's what this is? As much as I don't want to believe it, it makes sense. Oh, this still happens anyway, but it just skipped over in time immediately. I said this thing wasn't quite right. I had been feeling ever since I got here. The darkness had swelled up when I touched the necklace. I was never in the past at all. Well, that makes more sense, actually, thinking about it. Purgatory. You're still in the house in the mansion. Like, this entire time, like, we just been going through, like, seeing the past the doors of the mansion, honestly. And, like, I'm seeing and hearing, I guess, the mansion, like, just go around the entire world. Just when, like, I'm following around the souls have been reincarnated. And if we start this game inside a purgatory realm and seeing the past, honestly, through those memories, it kind of still makes sense why I'm just seeing another way of how things could have went about. Yeah. So technically, every single player here is now, like, stuck into the mansion, honestly. Does it mean by this point the curse will never be undone? Because by the time all this happened, all these tragedies all fold into one, and then collapse all the same day. On the same morning, in the stroke of noon, that means that every single person here, whether they actually deserved it or not, are now part of the curse? Because again, like, like, Nelly and Maria are probably the most innocent people here of all. And I don't know if, like, any of the other people we've seen in the other doors, honestly, like, I don't know, that one guy who talked to Pauline, like, trying to find Yukimaza, like, who's amnesified, like, are they involved, or mostly just, like, that's just a normal townsperson who was brought into, the thing to facilitate, the tragedy for Yukimaza by that point, making sure the beast there, quote-unquote, like, you know, goes under, too. Like, does that go into the whole thing of, like, the person the painting actually is Michelle's brother, George's, Jorge? Like, it's that, and the writing in the basement that looks like Maria wrote it is the most, yeah, the most weird thing of all. I so want to know that. I don't know if they'll actually go down the path of, like, showcasing the other side of Michelle's tragedy, honestly, because technically it's like, if there's anything else to look at besides what goes on here, it'd be those two things, as long as well, like, seeing exactly what changed with, you know, Michelle's brothers. We already know at this point nothing has really changed at all with his mom, so that'd be the only thing, actually. Just those three things besides this. And he did have that dream as well of him seeing the Fata Morgana and, like, trying to talk, and then something like, I guess hatred Morgana, I guess. They're saying, like, you can't change anything, like, verbatim saying you can't. There is that. It was brought up and told directly to Michelle. This is in the real world. This throne with the dead. The same domain in which the cursed mansion resides. Which is why, when I arrived here, something felt off. So that means, like, whatever else that Michelle just ripped away from this side of the mansion, she's just inside, just watching this unfold, like, again, like, Morgana, like, ripped her away at first from Michelle, honestly, and did so again back here. Maybe, like, maybe that's what Giselle realized and noticed, and Morgana's like, shush, dearie, let him have this. Let him, like, try to be the hero for a sec. Because death filled the air. Somewhere deep down, I could sense the similarity between here and the mansion, the gathering place of departed souls. It was never possible for me to travel back in time. Well, that's what they want you to think. You can't put your mind to it. To exist and interact with the real past. I was able to summon the darkness, because this is in the real world. Merely a reconstruction. A projection of their souls as memories. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. We saw, like, their individual souls putting the memories out. Why not all three of them together interacting with that? It was all set in stone long ago. Yay, fate and destiny and all that. None of the time I spent with any of them was real. Every emotional moment I thought I shared with them was all an illusion. Imagine, like, this is technically the bad ending, and I was not meant to actually, like, pull the darkness out of the necklace. Like, I think that's what you're meant to do, like, because I'm pretty sure that Jacob would just, like, stab, like, Michelle, honestly, anyway. But still, like, if that was actually, like, the way it was meant to go, like, okay. I was never there. I was never present in the past with them. And currently sometime after all that. Sometime beyond the era Morgana lived. Beyond the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries. Are we in the 34th century? We're that far in the future now. Just seeing flying cars go by, Michelle just goes, what the fuck is that above the house? Like, it's the tire. Oh my god, the curse goes on for decades and centuries, and the mansion never changes. The entire rest of the world just turns so futuristic into a Star Wars show. And the mansion is still its own, like, old, like, Victoria styled, honestly. No renovations, honestly. Just reverts back to here to when the curse happens. Oh god. Reincarnated until the sci-fi era. Oh no, that came to my head. What I spoke of as their next lives was actually their past lives. All three tragedies are history. Into the books now. Immutable, irreversible history. There's nothing to change anymore. This is pretty much just more an exercise of how things could have gone different. Even then, that actually was a bit, like, you know, kind of a bit too cut and dry, honestly. Like, yeah, still need to think over that from, I think of, there's technically, like, a good ending for, like, I brought up before, like, Echo, and I'll see, like, there is, like, they did a good job with them, doing the ending for Higurashi as well. Like, there's a whole thing of, like, just learned too quickly or too fast as much as they can be. They didn't, like, the characters didn't make their own mistakes before leading to, I guess, the good ending. I think, like, probably, like, well, Higurashi's ending, like, just to give a better understanding, honestly, because I'm pretty sure no one actually, like, audience, like, anyone watching this audience-wise ever seen or heard anything of Echo if they can. The best way to describe it, like, for me is, like, I'm, probably the other endings, like, even if it ends badly for some of the main characters, it was still, like, you know, their own, like, choice and agency led to things going on. Even when, like, things end in a bittersweet way, like, some characters are still alive, but some are dead, or, you know, whatever fate befall them, it felt a bit more real, genuine, authentic, at least, because, what was it? Instead of, like, you know, someone's, like, I guess, kind of maybe holding their hand to, like, lead into the right choice and, like, telling their mistakes, honestly, and then learn from that. Like, they make their mistakes, but still lead to a good ending, honestly. Like, it feels like it's by their own merit. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, or I need to look at the, Higurashi's ending any other way. Like, that's probably the one thing, like, I've seen a lot of, other stories do it. Like, it could just be, like, the Higurashi's ending got bigger and bigger in scope that it couldn't quite, feel as impacted as I did with the other endings. It could be that, I'm just thinking of it the wrong way, but that's kind of the feelings I had going through this whole section a kind of bit. I kind of felt like literally just literally we were just playing the Deus Ex Machina for a entire bit. The entire time, like, convincing the three of them to, like, change their ways, honestly. Telling the mistakes they did and, like, slowly convincing them. Sometimes, like, almost very easy ways, even if it was, like, you know, climb to get there, it was still an easy way, almost like a shortcut in some sense. Like, you kind of had to, like rely on that because of the 3 days thing. But, like, imagine if, like, this whole thing in the past happened, but, Michelle had even more time, and actually, like, you know, talk to them even more. Like, had the opportunity to actually talk and all that. It'd probably be even harder, and take way more long to actually, convince Jacopo. I can honestly see, like, like, Michelle just convincing him, you know, Yukimaza and Mel, honestly, like, you know, eventually, as time goes on. It'd just be a slow process, honestly. Be a more natural way. But then Jacopo would probably be a whole thing of someone who's deep up into the, I guess, status, honestly, and doesn't want to listen to anything. So I wonder if that would lead to, like, threats, honestly. I don't know how you would organically have him remorse besides, you know, purposely, like, showing him, like, what he's done wrong. Feels like one of those things. Yeah. There's not gonna be that kind of drive for the ending, honestly. Where someone just tells you, like, this is a mistake you have, you need to learn from it, and then just take it and, like, you know, go and push it out forward. Like, I'll definitely think and ruminate about that more, because there's something, feels like this thing's missing in my brain about it. That's why I keep thinking about that for those, other stories. Could be that. What, then, did I fight so hard to achieve? Did I accomplish by warning them of their next lives by convincing them to endeavor to take different paths? Well, I guess in a sense you kind of convinced them that I'm, like, to, like, give remorse, honestly. But I wonder if Morgana will play the whole thing of him, you had to literally, I guess use, like, other tactics, honestly, so to convince them by their own merits, honestly, to do that. I wonder if she would probably make that argument, honestly, that excuse, actually. Nothing? Was it all for nothing? I go limp at the sight of it all, dropping to my knees and sending the ripples through the sea of blood. Morgana, the girl who called me an angel and asked me to deliver her onto her father, is still chained up into the tower. What did I accomplish? What purpose did anything I do serve? Was it all just a big damned waste of time? But my cries go unanswered, simply fading into the dead air. Giselle, who kept me going for so much of this ordeal, is still silent. Like, I just still definitely think that Morgana's, like, pulled her back, honestly. I think so, definitely. No. No, I did accomplish something. It wasn't a waste of time. Everything I did, it wasn't for nothing. I may not have changed the past. I may not have stopped their tragedies. But I achieved something. I uncovered their stories. I learned the truth of everyone's involvement. Yeah, that definitely, out of everything, that is probably the best thing that came out of everything. You can't take that away from me. And then, amnesia. We already had that happen with the door too. Oh, God. I know you're out there, Morgana. I know you've been watching this whole time. You know the truth now. I accomplished that much. That has to change how you see them at least a little. The present Morgana has a change of heart. Decides to let go of her hatred. Then, that should cause the cursed mansion to disappear. Set their souls free. You know, it makes me wonder if this is actually like a corpse party situation. Like, I haven't played through personally like the other ones, but I've seen like the first game. Like they technically like all go free by the end and like try to like, quote unquote stop the curse. But as the other installments like showcase, like the curse is still there. Like the hatred is already there set in stone. You mostly just appeased I guess the witch or the person who placed the curse actually, so you could go free. But everyone else who's been affected by the curse are still stuck there. And I know there's a sequel to this game. I don't know what the plot of that is, but is that what it is? Like corpse party situation? The curse is still ongoing, but the end of the story is really just like Michelle and Giselle actually get out fine. But everyone else, like Yukimaza, Mel, Jacopo, they get reincarnated again and live through the curse again, honestly, in different ways. Morgana is still perpetrating, honestly, all the curse, which I can't exactly fault her for doing that, honestly. It'd just be the whole thing of like when is enough, but I know there's technically a plot line like that in FNAF too, like weirdly enough, describing that, like Ultimate Custom Story. Ultimate Custom Night, honestly, so or it's theorized to be anyway. So, it's just a question of when enough is enough, I guess. Unless she wants them to all just like get worse, like have worse and worse fates, honestly, that she combined had before. So, and nothing would ever be enough for how she like lived her like this one life, honestly, altogether. Yeah, I'll take this a leap of faith that what I've done here is enough. I make my way back, believing there's a future for them beyond their tragedies. I'm coming back, Morgana. I'm returning to that house. To that world of blackness, seething with hatred. To my present. I'm gonna try this once more. An honest attempt to really see you. To face you, Morgana. I'll be there as soon as I can. Kneeling in a puddle of blood, turn my gaze toward the heavens. Wait, does that mean, I just realized, is your arm and your finger still broken from this? Oh god. The searing sunlight is slowly eroded by darkness. My body, mind, and soul follow soon after. The bloody corpse-ridden courtyard dissolves. They're just peeling back the layers, honestly, all of them. And I find myself once more in an utterly lightless void. Just floating inside the void of darkness. Like, yeah, I think I mentioned before, like, some of this, like, some of the plot here actually reminds me of, like, some stuff I have, like, written before. Like, someone going, like, through, a house and, like, living their own, like, past memories, honestly. Trying to see how things are go. But the end of the story is pretty much just getting closure. Gosh, I still love the idea of that patchwork monster, honestly. I still so much love it. I clench my teeth as hard as I can manage. Squeeze my eyes as tight as I can. Because that's the only way I can keep the screens back. The tears and spilling down my cheeks. Deliverance. Complete chapter 8. Does that mean there's gonna be 2 more chapters, actually? Like, it's always that one thing where it feels like we're close to the ending, but then we're not, and it keeps going. so I have no idea, honestly, if we're even near the end or not. Michelle. Open your eyes, Michelle. Come to me. Is that... Oh. Hello? Hello? What? Is it meant to be like the I guess Morgana's soul that like took up the name of Michelle, I guess? We meet at last. What? Why is the white-haired girl here? It's the good side of Morgana now, fractured into. There's the good and bad now. Never mind that. Where am I? I was trying to get back to the mansion. How did I end up here? Do you know who I am? Of course I do. How could I not know who you are? Splendid. But what are you doing here? Noticing that we don't have speak with dialogue, we're just telepathically speaking to her, honestly. It's like, why are you giving a sword, though? Like, literally ending off by fighting through the mansion? Okay. Why is there a sword in your hands? And why can I not speak? I was able to return to this gathering place of souls thanks to your efforts. Uncovering the truth of those events that transpired so many years ago allowed me to remember everything I'd forgotten. To remember who I am. Is it a thing like Morgana lied, saying like like her name actually is not Michelle? Actually, could it be that? Remember who you are? I mean that you're part of Morgana? My apologies. Bringing your soul here without any preparation has left you in a bit of a nebulous state. Like he's literally just going into the, like trying to float it back to the mansion, and all of a sudden she's like, oop, pluck immediately. Like couldn't even grab like, you know, his body as well, just grabbed his soul just to talk to over here. Like, okay. But my heart told me to do this now. Though you have no voice, I can feel your presence quite clearly. Oh, Michelle, namesake of the great Archangel Michael and man of tremendous virtue. I have brought you here to ask for assistance. I pray you'll be able to help me. My quest for you is simple. Take this blade, and with it, extinguish my soul. Wait, what? What are you? Extinguish your soul? I realize that it's cruel for me to ask you this, and for that, I deeply apologize. But I want it to be you who sends me off. Could you grant this girl her selfish request? Like, are you trying to do this whole thing of like trying to free your own soul bit by bit, and first off starting with you, and then you want us to do the same to the other side of Morgana? Is that what this is, or? That's not why I said the truth. Not because I wanted to see anyone extinguished, but because I want to set free everyone from the mansion's cursed bonds. Because I want to put an end to the cycle of pain and suffering. Because I want to save every last person caught in this tragic quagmire. That includes you. You're asking me to eradicate your soul? I must be destroyed. You can't tell me that after everything you've seen. You ever realize that I have no place in their lives? Well, it's true Morgana wished for misfortune to befall them. If I hadn't been there, none of their tragedies would have taken place. Yeah, there is that, you were a catalyst, but that just means like Morgana used herself to like make it all happen anyway. If I hadn't been there, the flaxen-haired girl would have been able to let go of her yearning for her brother. If I hadn't been there, the shipwrecked merchant's lover would not have lost her place as tether. If I hadn't been there, the ambitious businessman would not have been betrayed by his close friend. It feels like it still would have happened, though. Instead, you just wouldn't have been the catalyst for it. It's something's different. That's not gonna stop at all. Why are you acting like it's all your fault? Are you trying to say everyone would be better off without you? Okay, yeah, stop right there. Like, stop. You're going into very, very, weird undertones. Please, don't think of that like that, please. I was not a victim in the tragedies. You were in door 2. You were. People, like, slaughtered you. And you kind of, like, a victim, kind of. Like, mostly just, like, a heartbreak in the first one, and technically majorly the third one where you're heartbroken and abused, honestly. You were a victim there too. I am culpable for them. What? No, you weren't. No, you weren't at all. You were just another pawn, honestly. Like, if, like, literally, it's a kind of like a one-soul deal, honestly. Half of you, like, you were the catalyst from, starting the tragedies in motion, but the other half set up the situation in the first place. So it's literally that side's fault, if anything. Culpable? Like hell you were. Exactly. I saw everything from start to finish. You didn't intend for anything bad to befall anyone. You always acted out of the good of your heart. You're trying to tell me that makes you culpable? What do you say we answer one last lingering question, Michelle? One last question? No, there's not one last question, I have two. The question of what I am. The explanation might be a bit lengthy, but as long as it's a proper explanation, then it's still fine. I'd like to share with you before I depart. I was, as you ascertained, created by Morgana's mind as it broke down the tower. I was born to be a receptacle for her pain, to ease her suffering. But there's more to the story than that, Michelle. Like, I'm assuming like she grew to have a dissociative identity disorder, actually. Because everything that happened. I mean, she was still a kid. Like, so I can actually imagine that taking place, actually. And then, like, literally having two personalities be there to actually help her get through it as much as possible. Like, yeah. One actually having an outlet for anger, honestly, and retribution, side injustice, and then you trying to ease it all in the other side then, too. I can honestly see that. Upon her death, Morgana's soul was afflicted with great pain resulting upon the hatred and resentment she bore. The fact that she viewed herself as a saint only served to amplify the agony. Her identity as a saint gave her purpose in life, while simultaneously constraining her. A saint must put herself second to all others. Oh, you're literally the embodiment of that? Okay. She must be caring, generous, forgiving. And she must not bear any ill will for anyone. That was not how she felt deep down, though. She was not a saint out of the goodness of her heart. She wanted to hate them, but her identity would not allow her. Like the role she wanted to play as well. Those two conflicting aspects of herself tore Morgana apart. Yay, it's literally just cognitive dissonance. The identity disorder, okay. She was unable to withstand it. So she took all her saintly characteristics and gave them to me. Caring for others, putting herself second, being forgiving. Like, you're just the literal, like, you know, the literal embodiment of just being selfless, honestly. Which I guess, like, without, I guess, that context, actually, another three, the first three doors, actually, I guess it made you kind of a bit weird and off-putting, at least to me, a bit, maybe also a bit boring in some sense, like the same personality sense. Yeah, huh. I guess I was just thinking about it, like, I think it wouldn't bat an eye, actually, if, like, I'm, like, if you want to put it, like, you're the saintly one, I guess, like, I don't know how you want to describe it. Again, I don't know the other side to call it, like, saint in the sinner side of him, Morgana. I can honestly see her think of it as, like, you know, it's a sin to, like, give hate to anyone else, and that split her apart. So, like, the saintly Morgana, the Saint Morgana, you, and the sinner Morgana, even though she hasn't done anything wrong, just almost just having hatred in her heart, like, views herself as that. Like, I wouldn't have actually batted an eye, actually, if I seen, like, him, that quote-unquote sinner Morgana side of any of the tragedies as well. I think, honestly, I'd be, like, him, like, I think this would be a weird way of, like, almost be relieved there's someone there, actually, a bit more selfish, honestly, in that way. Probably be actually a bit more about relieving than that, because if it was someone like just being completely selfless, I'd actually just be a bit more uncomfortable about that. Not even just because, like, I guess what everyone would think of, like they're a better person, honestly, just be, like, a bit disconcerting. They actually feel like they're kind of like, what is it, almost being similar to how, Pauline was, I guess, at first. That she was doing everything to actually help as many people as possible, But I guess even, like, as we've seen here, like, she was trying to fulfill her roles, but it's possible. You're trying to find a good way, a good path into life, then, like, you know, fully went down that role, honestly. And then, when that role gets taken away, honestly, it's building up a whole new sense of self, honestly, all over again. I mean, if you get, like, if you spent, like, a lot of your life, like, thinking, or, like, subconsciously thinking, like, your role, your identity is now centered on this one thing, and then that gets torn away, it's gonna be an entire thing to build yourself back up again. It's kind of the same thing of, like, I guess another easy way to put it is, like, someone decides to go into a career in, like, I'll just say carpenting, or carpentry. They spent, like, their identity become the best carpenter there was, and then out of nowhere, for other circumstances, or whether someone was convinced them, or they wanted to try something else different, they decided to quit the carpentry career and then do another thing entirely, like, let's see, not electrician because that's too close up, but, like, someone, like, trying to do something completely different, like, I don't know, like, they're being, like, a football player. Let's go with that. The most different thing that comes to mind. Like, if you upend, like, your life before was upended, you then have to build yourself back up again to do this career, honestly, in a sense. Either learn and do mistakes, honestly, just get yourself back up there and build a new sense of self to fit this new role. And sometimes if it gets taken away from you in the in-between state, it can honestly just feel like you don't have personality, or you just aimless or directionless until you find that way, or find something to, I guess, latch onto. It could be like that. And then she severed that part of her soul. So that's why he always seems so abnormally pure-hearted. Okay, that's the best way to put it. Abnormally. Like, yeah. I wonder if, like, many people also played through the game, honestly, at first, like, actually felt the same way. Like, you're strangely selfless, honestly. I wonder if, like, at first, like, that actually, like, rubbed people the wrong way as well. It's not just me. I was no longer a part of Morgana, but something entirely separate. However, it wasn't me yet, either. When you came to the mansion and resurrected Morgana, you resurrected me as well. But I had no self at first. I was, I suppose, not much different than the particles of dust floating around the mansion. Does that give, I guess, a sort of explanation as to why I'm, like, the small things around the mansion as well, like, I'm, helping Michel, like, remember himself actually a bit more, looking to a painting, or a mirror, honestly, the possibility was there to see into that. There's always both a good and bad side of the mansion, like, trying to both help and hinder him the entire time. But eventually, that dust gained a sense of self, taking form as a human soul, and descend into the realm of man, the fate which governs it. What do you think the first thing a new soul wishes for when it's born, Michelle? I have no idea. To live. To exist. I wished for a continued existence in this world. In a world where I was never meant to exist. I refused to accept there's anything wrong with wanting to live. I was supposed to remain within Morgana as a part of her. I was never meant to be a soul of my own. Become one was to turn against the laws of the universe. So just because I'm this curse, like, was like, if it came about naturally, honestly, because this whole curse and hatred, I'm pretty sure other people in the world have actually probably went through much like as terrible fate as Morgana. So, like, what do you mean this is against the laws of the universe? This is not against the laws of the universe. I can imagine, like, worse things going on then. Like, this sounds like something like, like anyone would naturally go into if, like, the fates are all, like, the fates led to this. Like, Morgana can't be the only person led to this. Like, this is not against the law of the universe. I can imagine, like, someone doing something a bit more specific or out of the ordinary, and then that would go against the laws of the universe. Like, imagine that whole thing of, like, actually, like, doing, rituals or honestly like that to actually really defy nature itself. Like, that would be, like, against, like, going the laws of it. But, like, what, like, Morgana, like, even though we didn't see any of it, she was actually, like, slowly turning into an actual witch, whatever, with her medicine, even though, from the sound of it, she wasn't really that kind of witch. She was really just using more herbs and all of that. What, just, like, her, like, taking that role of a witch actually led to him, breaking the whole world apart? I don't quite understand what you're trying to go with. It just sounds like you're trying to put yourself down more and more. And that's it. Like, after all the other tragedies you went through and realizing that you're part of Morgana, you kind of just don't, like, want to be part of the cycle again, but you have to be here anyway. Like, casting you out would probably just make things, like, worse, honestly, anyway. I wish to live. Morgana wished to curse the three men's souls, though we sought after completely separate things. Because we were once two parts of a whole, each of our wishes were shaped by the others. In order for a complete soulic mind to survive, it needs something to bind itself to the world. Something strong enough to prevent the universe from correcting the anomaly. That's what you're putting this on, actually? Okay. It's like you just went in, like, you were formed into the mansion's purgatory realm and you wanted to go form a sense of self, and, like, then? I don't quite understand. And so the wish of the anomaly gave birth to yet another anomaly. A house that sat as the occurrence of time. One that could descend into the mortal realm at various times and places. And it was that house that served as a tether for my soul. So wouldn't it be a thing first we destroy the house first and then see where it goes from there? I mean, it wasn't Morgana's power that created the mansion, but your own wish? And why did it have to be that house that bound me to the world? Because that was where she lingered, the girl from which I was formed, which meant that my wish had the consequence of granting Morgana's with it. The house, having gained perpetuity, served as a place for those reconstructed by Morgana's curse to return to. Furthermore, my connection with her had another consequence. I was the one most affected by her wish. So, it's really just trying to, like, still being kind of self-destructive in a sense, too. As much as I may have wanted to do good, for them to be happy, my fate was dictated by her wish. In that position, my merely showing affection for anyone was damnable. Wow. Showing any kind of love at all was the worst thing at all. Like, what? Falling in love was an act of villainy. Why are you just putting yourself down, honestly? Like, I can understand, like, you realize that after Morgana passed and, like, you know, you were split off and, like, you know, to the whole sinner and saint personas, honestly, they turn into, like, two different, like, split souls, I guess, in a sense. But, like, you making that wish of, like, actually, like, you know, still staying alive, honestly, why is the fact that you want to live and have a life, honestly, the ultimate act of horrid? The ultimate act of selfishness. Why is that considered an act of villainy? Like, just stop. Just stop. If you completely just said, like, you need to be eradicated because you want to help stop the other side of you because your wish as well of making the house itself, your side, your wish actually led to it, and you being gone will, like, let go of the house itself to destroy the mansion in its own entirety, then I can understand. But why are you then describing that yourself because you wanted to survive and live? Like, just existing is the worst thing someone can do. Just, no. Stop. Just stop it now. My very presence malevolent. Don't say that. Yes, fucking finally, Michelle. Actually, like, say something. Rebut this. I was a true witch. The true demon child. Just no. Just stop. Stop talking, please. It should never have been possible for me to have a life at all. Please stop. The universe must return to its proper state, Michelle. Don't talk about yourself like that. It must be erased, and Morgana's soul restored to its original form. But why? I do not belong here. I never belonged here. What's so wrong with one to live? The defect must be repaired. You're just literally just skipping over it. You're just your own selfless delusion, honestly. You're not a defect. Be a bit more selfish, honestly. Actually want to survive, okay? Stop. Don't be a martyr. why couldn't I be able to get a word in now at least? The restoration will not be instantaneous. It took many, many years for me to be formed. Like what, she can't hear you, or she's just decided to ignore you, literally. And it will take as long, if not longer, for the process to be reversed. But her soul will eventually turn its proper state. And perhaps, when her soul is restored, Morgana won't be a human. Perhaps she'll be a butterfly resting upon the lip of a flower. Perhaps she will be that flower. Perhaps she'll be the breeze in which that flower sways. But whatever form she takes, it will be her, whole and complete. With me gone, no more tragedy should take place. But like, if you say like it's gonna happen anyway, like, if this does happen, like we stop you, it'll take just as long for all the process to wind itself. That means technically tragedy will still take place, but there'll be a natural endpoint to that then. So like, I don't know if there's more in the series, honestly. Like, there's only just this game and a sequel. But like, does that mean like this whole story is really just this is like, you know, we've seen the end of the good side of Morgana, and then it's like the second one is really just the dying state of the mansion of itself. And Morgana trying to latch into anything to stay alive, which by its own necessity, literally, is that really so bad? Literally? So please, take the sword and extinguish me. Okay, can you actually get some words in, Michelle, please? Put an end to the cycle of misery. I want you to be the one who does it. Please. Are you actually gonna listen now, or are we gonna talk or anything? Kill me. Do we have to? Yeah, yes, I can't. Immediately. I'm not even gonna do the whole waiting time limit thing. You're asking too much of me. Yes, I want to save Morgana's soul. Do you really have to die for that to happen? Is it not some other way? Won't you do this for me? I cannot. I can never take that sword. I know it's unfair of me to ask this of you, but I want it to be you. As selfish a question as it may be, I want the current to ruin this ersatz life. The man I admired so deeply. You admired me? Let's talk a little bit about the admiration, shall we? I mean, like, what? Like, you were there when like, the other Morgana was talking to Michelle, like, as his life went out? I mean, like, even, like, the other doors, honestly, like, that form of you? I don't think we were ever there in those doors, honestly. And where I got my physical appearance. Like, oh, you literally just, like, you were just that inspired, so you took that, honestly. Okay, that explains that question I had before, of, like, that whole thing. Like, we didn't know, I guess, with a split soul type deal. This goes back to when I was mere particulate matter drifting about the house. But I still had no mind of my own at that point. I witnessed everything that took place within a house. And in the moment of your death, Michelle, was I born. You saw my death? Your actions that day appeared to me as the very definition of selfless and honorable. Your life bore many similarities with Morgana's. You were both abused, imprisoned, called a witch. But while Morgana sought vengeance, you watched your own mother burn your crucified body, and you wished for release rather than revenge. There's nothing honorable about that. Yeah. Excuse me. I just lost all hope for myself. I don't even know what, like, technically even be, like, I've seen many stories, like, try to tackle be the most honorable thing, honestly. Because, like, people can literally just say, like, both sides can be honorable. Like, it's literally just, like, a double-edged sword, honestly. People can just literally just call it as honorable as possible. Whether just be, like, you let people, like, like, the angelic side, where, you actually let, like, let people be, honestly, and just take the pain with you and make sure, like, it doesn't go to them. Or you can go the more justice side, honestly, and, like, actually give, you know, divine or rightful punishment onto some people who wronged you or committed atrocities. Both can still be considered honorable. I expect you'll disagree with me when expect you to disagree with me. Say that was a sign of your weakness. But that was not how I interpreted it. Self-sacrifice being one of the core characteristics Morgana gave to me, I was deeply moved. You didn't curse those who had wronged you in life. You chose your own destruction. Is it because of that, like I'm, like you actually, like, grabbed Michelle too, actually? Like, that's why he's here? Is that why? I admire that strength of spirit. That admiration helped to shape my wish, determine the form I would take, the name I would have. That's why, whenever I gained a physical body, it was modeled after yours, with snow-white hair and ruby-red eyes. Why my name was always Michelle, it's the same angel from whom you took yours. I'm in no way worthy of anyone's admiration. My admiration caused both you and the woman you love a great deal of pain, and for that, I apologize. But it also shows just how much I wanted to be like you. I would ask for you, if you'd be so kind, consider this a great favor for a starry-eyed little girl. A fan just walks up to you and just says, "Please, oh please, Mr. Celebrity, sir, can you please stab me with the sword and like let me have my the ending I so wanted by the hands of the person I admired so much." Oh God. A girl who, quite literally, idolized you to her very soul. Don't. I couldn't ask for greater honor. How can you tell me that? And to be erased from the world by you, my idol. Yeah, just like walk up to a random, random like movie actor and just told all this and like just give you a gun, honestly. What? And then ask me to kill you? Please, Michelle. Be the one to send me off. No. Yeah, immediately. I'm not. Just now. I'm not even waiting for the timer, honestly. No matter how many times you ask, I can't kill someone who's told me they wanted to live. I know what it's like to wish for life. I don't know if you realize it yet, Michelle, but this is the first time we've actually met. The story of the fourth door was Morgana's creation, which means that, until now, we've never been in the same place while both aware of the other's presence. As far as you should be concerned, I'm a complete stranger, and you still hesitate. You're convincing someone to kill you! I'm glad that you're reluctant, but you show me enough sympathy. I don't consider you a stranger at all. Indeed, this is the first time we've formally met. I've watched you go through so much. I've seen you live 3 different lives. I've seen the impact you had on the people behind all 3 of those doors. You are in no way a stranger. That kind of seems a bit parasocial, but yeah, I understand what you mean. With my erasure, Morgana's soul will eventually become whole again. Her curse, the eternal cycle of agony it brings, will be no more. When I am gone, everything will return to its rightful place. And why would that be considered the rightful place? I implore you not to hesitate any longer. Do I really know there are options? Is killing you really the only way to make things right? To release everyone from this curse? Oh, we have the option to. I'm still gonna keep saying no. Like, I'm not, literally, no. That goes against my own principles. I'm delighted to have finally been able to meet you. A man after whom I modeled myself. I am incapable of taking my own life, Michelle. God's teachings prohibit it, and as such, my dignity as a saint prevents me from doing so. No, I don't want you to commit suicide. I want to find some way for you to live, to remain a part of this world. I know by asking this of you, I'm causing you great heartache, and for that, I offer you my sincerest apologies. But so long as I continue to exist in this world, Morgana can never truly have redemption. Tell me, who's he been fighting so hard to save? That doesn't mean that I didn't want to save you too. I believed I could save everyone summoned to the mansion. That doesn't mean like it's bad that you want to save one person. Again, oh my god. What was it? Again, also a buddy guy. Like, Jesus. There will be no more tragedies. Michelle, take the sword, please. Where is it? I'm assuming that means, yes, so, let me just wait here and just do absolutely nothing for a while. Like, dot 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 can mean so many different things. Like, I have to really consider this and sit down, honestly, about this. God damn it. Literally, it's not on a timer at all. You just like click it. Okay, then. Ugh, God damn it. Okay, God damn it. Fine. Worry not, Michelle. Doing this will allow you to save everyone. By killing, It feels so weird, like, for the story, like, if this is actually the right way to go. It feels so weird out of nowhere that I'm, This is how it leads to, honestly. Like for a game that, like, showcase, like, actually people talking, honestly, leads to a better outcome. Violence technically goes to the right answer. It can be an answer. I mean, like, if someone is not actually at all, like, listening to you, maybe it has to come to that. But yeah, it also feels so weird thinking about that. Like, sometimes, like, you have to do that, or, like, like, force someone to, like, kneel, honestly, or to be rid of them, because, like, no matter what you say or do or try to convince them, they'll never change. So the best way is, honestly, to either, like, defeat them, not even just kill them, but just defeat them and just, like, remove them from the situation. Or actually, if it is better, honestly, just to outright get rid of them entirely. You'll cast the darkness inhabiting the house. Set all prisoners free. Give Morgana her salvation. And give me mine as well. Extinguishing my soul will be my salvation. I've had a full, satisfying life. Even after we see you disappear from those other doors. Like, you had multiple good lives outside of that. Even if every moment of it was rooted in iniquity. I had well beyond my share of happiness. I don't need any more. Oh, Michelle, namesake of the great Archangel Michael, a man of tremendous virtue, I ask of you to please draw this cycle of misfortune to an end. To take this blade and deliver everyone from their fates. It must be you, Michelle. You must be the one to do this. Okay, is it literally just nothing else? Okay. I'm just gonna wait for a bit more longer to see if there's another possibility. If not, then I'm, like, probably there actually is no timer. It's literally just, like, she's not letting you go back to the mansion before you do this, honestly. Like, she plucked Michelle out of, the ether, honestly, trying to go back into the mansion. It's like, yeah, nope, please, let's do this. Like, if she's technically, I guess, the source of the whole mansion, I guess, itself, or something like that, then yeah, I guess. So, like, we're gonna go through the entire place while it's crumbling, I guess, or something? Okay. Okay, fine. If there was no other choice, then fine. Thank you, Michelle, for having the strength to do what must be done. I apologize for putting you in such a difficult position. Once my soul's been erased, I'll be gone from this world forever. I'll not return, not in this or any other form. I feel no woe in that knowledge, though. I welcome my destruction with the utmost joy. However, if it wouldn't be too much to ask, for you just to keep a little bit of me in a corner of your soul, Michelle. Yeah. I thought you were just gonna give, like, the butterfly brooch on you and, like, here's a keepsake. To remember me. To remember the lives I lived. That would make it all worthwhile. Thank you, Michelle. You may very well be a genuine angel.
Estou